Hey friends, welcome to the channel. This is Andy's Audio Crap, and what we have here is a vintage Pioneer fully automatic turntable PL-117D in awful condition. So I'm not sure what the background story on this is. Picked it up in a lot, and it looks like it'll clean up pretty good. Let's take a look at it here real quick. Well, I got an extra platter. Well, that's cool. Different styles, probably different dampening. And then she's belt drive, right? And that comes off. That's really good. That's good, because sometimes they get stuck on the plastic here. Pretty clean. There's residue from the belt. We'll just kind of leave that there because obviously when you pull it off, it looks like it's pulling off the cover to the plastic, whatever this final laminate coating is. Let's see here. The buttons all seem to work. The up and down works. Okay. This part here has been disconnected at some point for some reason, and the AC has been cut. Not AC, the audio. And then there's the ground for the base. It's not in great condition, but these are all usually beat up, like right here. And what I like to do is just kind of scrape the side of it with a tool. I have a tool, woodworking tool, that'll bevel the side. Oh, maybe we won't be beveling. Nope, yeah, we will. Bevel it and then just take a brown marker and mark it for brown stain, one of the two. Hasn't been exposed to water, that's good. It is missing its legs. I'm not sure. I don't see those anywhere. And it looks like the screws are all missing too. So, what are we going to do? Well, fortunately, we have an absolutely worthless 112D. And the 112s are a dime a dozen. You can go out to eBay and pick one up for 50 bucks and then get it shipped in. It has the cover, which we're going to use for this one. The cover's not in great condition, but most of this will buff out. And then we have the hinges. We have a head shell and a cartridge, which actually is a Pioneer branded Empire 2000, which those are really good cartridges. And we have an original Empire stylus, which, if good, those are really good stylus. And then the mount is there, that's good. We've got this tone arm on this one is bad, but we do have our rest here, which is, this one was missing its rest. And then any electronics should just almost take over one for one as far as the controls are concerned. The motor in this one is bad, this motor is good. I've already turned it on and it's good. And then any of the electronics, which there isn't very many, but there are switches in here, and we'll see where we go. Let's dig in. Let's see how it goes. All right, coming out of fast forward mode there, or ultra fast speed working mode. A couple of things. First of all, I finally got it to work. You saw me going back and forth quite a bit on the same items. What I ended up ultimately doing was, and I think I did this off camera, is I ended up taking off everything. it kept going into this constant cycle mode where it would do repeat. It would play all the way to the end, take it back, set it down, pick it back up, go back into repeat. And no matter what I did, I could not get it to come out of that. So I decided that it was probably old grease that I had not found yet. So I just took it all apart, cleaned all the old grease off, put new synthetic in, and the clutch plate here, there's a little disc plate between that sandwiches in here. Took it off, got it really good and clean, all the oil off of it, and then I actually ended up putting the dampening fluid from the tone arm up and down. You know how it comes down real slow. There's dampening fluid in there to keep it, makes it do that, which is the same fluid that they use in remote control monster trucks or buggy trucks. You know, they come down and they just settle really quick. It's that dampening fluid. Anyways, digress. It's interesting how hobbies can combine sometimes. The disc in here got a little bit of dampening fluid in it, drastically improved the performance. It was slipping really bad, even though it was dry and there was no oil in there. So you want to make sure not to get oil in those, from what I understand. Okay, put everything back on, got it all good and lubed, and I still could not get it to come out of that repeat cycle. Ultimately, somebody had taken these adjustment screws right here and backed them all off and had them all maxed out. I don't know why, but when I started playing with them, I found where that Loctite was sitting on there, and I put them all back to where that Loctite was, and guess what? It worked perfect. So the previous owner had apparently tried quite a bit, because another thing I had noticed was when I opened it up, this the return play repeat or repeat stop start cog had no C-clip on it, and it was just sitting here loose. And I think the last person to work on it tried to fix it, but tried a lot of things that probably didn't need to be done. So it's back to good now. One of the really cool things that I had not noticed on these models before, and I guess I should have because it's sitting in the manual, is that this plate right here that the whole thing is sitting on is adjustable. I did not know that. I don't get into these very often because usually they work and all I have to do is just do this, re-lubricate it, and set it back down and go. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. I forgot to do the motor here, so I'm gonna put a little oil in the oil holes here. All right. Hopefully the next time you see it, it'll be done. I'm gonna recover this, and then I think just put it back together and start dialing it in. All right, we're going to, I just decided that I really didn't want to screw with building new plinth or base, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I'm just going to recover these. So what I'm going to do first is remove the Pioneer, and always come from the bottom and make sure you have a nice rusty paint scraper, and then just give it a good tap. And you get under there. There we go. And it should, you got to be pretty damn careful because you can break these, but that came off really well. You see? And it did get bent, so we'll probably have to bend it back. Let's get a pair of pliers out. Darn it, darn it. I hate that. They're made out of aluminum too, so it's like, you know, bending them back and forth a whole lot just ends up busting them. All right, now that we've got that done, we'll put this here, and we're going to smooth out any rough spots, again using the paint scraper. So what I do on a scenario like this is I'm gonna first start on the back side and go a couple inches in, okay? So I've got my start. I'm gonna pull it good and tight, okay? This surface has been cleaned with alcohol, by the way. Even though you didn't see me do it, just let's go with it. Let's say that I cleaned it with alcohol. I didn't. Make sure you're getting a really good bond. You see how sticky that is? That stuff's not coming off. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Let's do this. Good God, this stuff is thin. Alright, I'm going to take a break away from listening to old Pink Floyd over here and kind of give a rundown on how I'm doing this. Alright, so once I've got all the tape on the outside, like you saw, I start putting on the vinyl wrap, whatever you want to call it, car wrap, I guess. Go out and do my car next, although I don't know how good this would look or how well it would stand up in the heat. So that's the other thing too, is like you can't get this thing into too much heat now that it's got this on there, because this stuff will just kind of, you know, it'll give up the ghost. All right, so get the corner good and well here, seated, and I just make sure to get that right down in there, that razor right in the corner. And then from here, it really doesn't matter. I just pick an angle and kind of go with it. And then take, let's see here, to make sure that this matches, I go back, sides, and then front. And then when you put the stuff down, you want to make sure that you're sealing from the outside in. Well, you don't want to seal, just like pull it over and then pull or anything like that. Pull it over and pull, whatever. You get the point. So I just kind of start like so, and it'll kind of pull itself over. And there it goes. Alright friends, I am done toying with this thing. I am, I've already put way more time into it than it actually deserved. It's a survivor. I honestly, had I known how much time I was going to have to put into this, I would have just parted it out. It still does not fully function the way it should, and after all of that work, I'm not tearing it back down to put more time and frustration into it when, I mean, this might be like a $200 turntable, maybe a $300, but the top is all messed up. Got a really deep gash right there, and then it has the cord burned in it right here. The cartridge is a good cartridge. I believe it is an Empire. Yeah, it's a 2000, so it's okay. It'll sound good, and The up and down functions correctly. Really on the slow side. All the size drops work correctly when you can get it to drop, when it decides it wants to drop. The speed is almost like spot on. She's just a shy fast. And then the 45-33 adjustment works. The stop works, but this is the issue, is that when you hit the start, so it's going to go in and raise it. Now it's going to maybe take it over. See how it's struggling there? And that's the clutch. I did put some really thick juice in there, and that should have fixed it, because the clutch itself was very well worn, and obviously that's not fixed it. It does do the stop just fine, so if I hit the stop button, it'll lift and remove itself pretty quickly. So it's only the on, or the start, that's really giving it crap. I'm not going to put any more time into it. I'm probably just going to throw her up on eBay. The bottom turned out pretty okay. I don't like the way it looks personally, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that will like it. I'm just not a fan of the black on the gray. I do like that wood tone that was part of the original. Like I said during or if I didn't put it in the edits, that buying the real wood veneer would have been like the best scenario, where you buy like the iron-on veneer and then polyurethane it or wax it, one of the two. It's a lot of effort and a lot of cost, and had this been a higher model, that would have been worth it. But on these lower end models, it's really not worth it. So she's working. I hope you enjoyed. Give it a like and subscribe. And if you're interested in this bad boy, she'll be out on eBay, if she's not already gone by the time I get the editing on this video done. Man, fall is killing me this year. Good to go. Like and subscribe. Thanks for